Well, hello, folks. It's time for a news update and probably a bit of a rant from my side, or maybe you know what? Let's not call it a rant. Let's just call it a discussion. Yeah, that sounds better. Let's call it like just a point of entry for a conversation. But yeah, we've had a sound dev stream. Not super exciting in terms of like these news updates and stuff, because you're just going through. Well, for tech nerds and sound nerds and audiophiles, it's really interesting. But in terms of like content updates for the game, not that much. In fact, there was a news update from Reb about what we can expect for the rest of the year. So let's just dive into the news.
Because we owe the community a few explanations in terms of some posts I actually just put live. So it's possible you'll be hearing this for the first time from me, but you know, it's housekeeping. No better time to literally keep the house because we're all working from home. But I did want to go ahead and talk a little bit about some changes coming to our plans for the rest of the year. Realistically, we didn't take vacations this year because of COVID. That's a general symptom that a lot of studios are going through. A lot of things have been canceled and delayed. You've seen a lot of games push into 2021. And for us, rather than work on our feature-defining Railjack update with less staff than usual in December, we are moving it to 2021. This is for your sake as much as it is for ours. This year has certainly been a test of resilience for us all, and it's emphasized the need to take breaks. So we'll be spending our time in December, rather than putting out a feature-defining update, we are going to be moving it to 2021. So what that means is Corpus Liches, Corpus Railjack will be coming in the new year. However, we will be closing off 2020 with a little Serpentine Alchemy update on PC. Lavos himself will be coming in a mini update that does the feature flex. So we're going to try and test out the mechs in regular missions in like a little mini event. So if you were around in 2013 and you played the survival debut event, you'll kind of be familiar with that kind of thing. Pretty common. We did it with Buried Debts as well. And we are working, as I speak, on the Deimos Arcana build for consoles as well. We are going to be doing some improvements to bounties as well based on player feedback. So Deimos Arcana has gone out. In order to play the newer bounties, there is a requirement to play the existing Isolation Vault, and we are looking to essentially just give you less of a prerequisite demand, so you'll be able to just ease your way into, oops, don't look there, ease your way into those bounties a bit more. So we have some quality of life coming. Stay tuned for that as well.
Well, so that's the news. We're not getting a whole lot more content for this year. We are gonna get we are gonna get Lavos, and we are gonna get Necromechs in the normal missions, being able to use them in normal missions. And from what it appears, these things are gonna be connected with each other. So the way to get Lavos is gonna have to do with using Necromechs in normal missions, which I assume means that you're gonna have to have a Necromech in order to get Lavos. It's quite possible that that's gonna be the case. So if you don't have a Necromech yet, maybe you should get one. Just saying. Anyway, while we chat about this, let's do some isolation vaults, because hey, I'm working on a project, which means that I need a bunch of scintillant. A bunch of scintillant. And I still haven't farmed for all the weapons. So I got stuff to do. Now, like, I wanna approach this from a point of like just positivity, as always, because that's what this channel is about. It's what I want this channel to be about. Because like I don't know, I have a perspective on this from my private life when it comes to just dealing with COVID and all of that. That's been their main reason for like not pushing out anything more right now. It's because of like the work situation with COVID and the fact that none of them have like taken any vacations yet. I can relate to this. It was like the same for me with my work. And during the summer, it was like I was kind of forced to take out my vacation days, but like honestly, a part of me didn't really want to, because you know, with the situation it is right now, like what do? you can't travel anywhere, you can't go anywhere, because everything's shut down. So even if you are on vacation, you're still just, you know, basically just holed up at home, right? So it doesn't feel like much of a vacation. So I super understand how a lot of people just chose not to take any vacation, saving it for a rainy day or whatever. But the flip side of that is just, you know, it's hard working from home. It's hard dealing with COVID and just being in isolation, not really getting to interact with a whole lot of other people. I'm lucky that I live together with Anna, so that, you know, I have someone who's always there. But like, there for people who are single, it's even more of a struggle right now. Just coping with the situation, and it takes a toll on you mentally. It really does. I get where they're coming from with this. Now, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea about like the average age of people playing Warframe, or the average age of like people who are subscribed to our channel. I think we probably have a bit more of a, like an adult audience than some other channels do. So I don't know like how much experience people in general have with like just the work life or whatnot, or having to deal with a work from home scenario, because there are people who even through these sort of COVID ages aren't working from home. They're just working like normal and whatnot. And hey, let's face it, people, the US is not dealing with COVID very well. But you know, DE is a Canadian company. They are more on top of things, and they've been working like from home for the past 8 months, basically living in isolation. Man, I'm doing the same with my job. We're also working from home. I've also been working from home for the past 8 months or so. Anna's been doing the same. And like, I tell you, it's rough. It really is rough. To a point that I didn't think it was gonna be before I had gone through it myself. Like, I have always considered myself a mentally strong person. I have had periods where I have been really struggling with mental health during this. And just feeling very sort of low and miserable and, you know, at times downright depressed. Which surprised me. I didn't think it was going to have such an effect on me, but it does. And it has an effect on everyone. And I've seen it in my job, where it's like, it's really not just me. There's been coworkers who have quit, who have gone on sick leave, who have gotten like various sort of like burnout syndromes and stuff, and it's affected productivity to a crazy amount, where people just can't get stuff done like before, and are just sort of struggling with very basic things that used to come very easily, to the point where like just even doing normal work tasks is a struggle. So I get it. I get where they're coming from. I understand that this is a super real thing that has had a very profound effect on like how they work. Honestly, I'm if anything, I am impressed with how much they have been able to put out this year, despite this situation. Like, I take it seriously, and it's no joke, people. It really isn't. And hey, mental health is no joke. Even if mental health issues is another one of those things that people don't take seriously in the US. No, it's not going to be that kind of episode. This is not going to be like a shit on America episode. Tune in next week for that. No. But with that being said, like they said for Deimos itself that because of this situation and because of the effect that it's had on people and because of how much they have been, you know, struggling, they wanted to put out something that was in their comfort zone, that was in their wheelhouse, that they knew that they could do because they knew how to do it, because they've done it before with their open worlds.
System failure imminent. Void energy recharge essential.
Oh my god. Lloyd almost died because I wasn't paying attention. How sad. Gotta protect the Lloyd. Always protect the Lloyd. He is a treasure. And it's fine, and like, I just feel like people have a short memory. Because like when it came out, everyone was like, yeah, no, that's fair, we get it. We respect where you're coming from with this. But when people get impatient, people are like, hey man, I'm not getting my fix, I'm not getting my new content. What the fuck, D? And you know, public opinion swings around. And suddenly, it's not cool anymore. Man, I had a bad experience a couple of days ago, and I thought about this when I saw this news update from Rebecca, where, you know, I was bored one night, so I figured like, hey, I'll just go on Twitch and see what's going on, see if there's anything fun I can watch and whatever. And I saw that like, oh, cool, one of the bigger Warframe content creators is on and is doing like a stream. Neat. So let's just look at that and see if we can get inspired or something, whatever. And I'm not gonna name names here because like I despise channels that are like built around just drama and getting the viewership that way. So that's not what this channel is gonna be about ever. So let's see first. One, bam, bam, bam. So it's that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay. I was gonna sort of like check out, you know, oh, okay, let's see what it's like on their channel when they're just like talking about stuff. And I go there, and like the first thing I hear, the very first thing is just complaining and bitching and moaning about like, oh, this game is so bad now, and there's no new content, and the developers are lazy, and blah blah blah. It's really off-putting to me, honestly. Very off-putting. I'm just gonna check if this is the one I want. No, I'm gonna farm for some new stuff, so gotta do another ISO vault. Gotcha. Whee! And I don't know, to a certain extent, maybe I can understand it when it comes to people who have been around forever, like these old veteran content creators who like played since 2013 or whatever. Maybe they're at the point where they're just sort of bored with the game and honestly should be playing something different at this point. Who knows? I'm not there yet, but hey, I'm a relative baby in these terms. I've only been playing this game for what? Like 2 years now? Something like that? That's nothing. Come back when I'm a bit of a more grown-up adult boy. Something like that. That could be it. But you know, there's a lot of negativity. A lot of toxicity levels. I'm gonna say. And you know, I tried to engage. I tried to sort of like converse and see if I could pitch in a different perspective. And I raised the thing about COVID. I talked about that, and I was like, just, you know, this is a thing. This is a thing that not just them, but everyone is struggling with. And I mean, hell, like BlizzCon cancelled, E3 cancelled, game after game after game delayed until 2021. Movies, like the new Dune movie, delayed for a year. Like, it's real. It's a real thing that, like, everyone is struggling with really hard right now. And I don't understand why, like, DE is held to a very different standard when it comes to that. Whereas, like, yeah, it's real, but we're not gonna give them a pass on it. No, no, no. They're still shit. So I tried to bring up, you know, the COVID thing. And man, that just set this guy off. To where he just went into some sort of rant mode instead. Because, you know, this wasn't in tune with the narrative. The narrative being that the developers are lazy or the developers are bad or whatever. So we can't let that stand. So it just went into this sort of like very weird and angry rant, which basically to the effect of that it's like kind of shitty of DE to use COVID as a scapegoat for their own failings. Something like that. That really sort of pissed me off, and just, you know, left a very bad taste in my mouth, because I don't know, man. To me that's the words of someone who's never had a goddamn day job in their lives. I don't know. I thought it was just very disrespectful. And obviously at the same time, to push this sort of like dumb narrative, also saying things to the effect of that, like, hey, Warframe content creators right now can be divided up into two camps. There's 5% people who are keeping it real, like him, and then the other 95% are white knights for the company. I hate that term. I hate that term a lot, because, like, for people in the know or whatever, when you refer to someone as a white knight, you know, traditionally, it has been someone coming to the defense of girls, with the idea being that they are hoping to get some sort of affection from the person by doing so. So in essence, when you call someone a white knight, what you're saying is that, oh, they don't even believe the things they are saying themselves. They're just saying it because they want to get into someone's pants, as it were. I guess in this case, I'm trying to get into the pants of Digital Extremes. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm sure they're a lovely company. I'm just not into them in that way. So the thing is, like, when I saw this news update of them talking about you know, COVID and how they're struggling with it, I feel like just I'm worried, you know, based on you know how some content creators choose to conduct themselves, that, you know, like, it's gonna be dismissed. You're just gonna get those accusations instead of, like, no, they're just being lazy, right? That you're just using it as a scapegoat. And people are gonna point to, hey, look at liches, look at Railjack. Those things happened before COVID. It's like, yeah, they did, but, like, let's get one thing straight, though. When it came to liches and Railjack, the accusation back then was never that the developers were lazy. On the contrary, the accusation back then was that they were too ambitious, right? They were biting off more than they could chew. And they had all these big ideas about stuff that they wanted to do. And then it turned out that they weren't able to like put that into practice. But that's a different thing. So that's not the same complaint, and you can't sort of just sort of equate them with each other and say that like, oh yeah, is he just more of the same DE? No, it's not more of the same. It's different. This is a different year for everyone. Hey, guess what? It's the meme of the year is the fact that 2020 sucks. We all know that. And it, like, look at yourselves, okay? Look at how you know, everyone is like just producing worse than they usually do. We're struggling with it on this channel. We've had like low points of like just, hey, we're not putting out as much content anymore as we used to. Because, hey, guess what? It's because we're feeling down. We're feeling down and just in a bad mental state because this year sucks. We all know it. And there's no reason to believe that, like, or, you know what? Not even there's no reason to believe that it's different for DE. There is no reason to hold them to a different standard than we hold ourselves to. There really isn't. And I guess that sort of like ties into how I have another personal experience when it comes to I guess some things that are sort of related to this in a sense. One sec, I just gotta memorize this puzzle. That one, that one, that one, that one. Okay. Pow, 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 and pow. Got it.
They never let out of ISO because it was so not fun.
An interesting expedition, I trust. You did well, according to Lloyd. A reward is an order for your efforts. I do hope
so, you know,
there is so much
I had my own separate sort of internet thing before me and Anna started this YouTube channel. I don't know if you know anything about Poland Ball comics as an internet phenomenon, but that's something that I spent a couple of years doing, and I helped sort of like build up that sort of community on Reddit. Honestly, from scratch. It was super small, and it wasn't sort of like a big thing back then. Not like it's become now. But Anna was there too. Anna also helped. She was also there in the beginning, also making Poland Ball comics. Hey, that's how we met. Cool story for another time. Like, if there's one thing I've noticed from, you know, being one of the people who eventually became a moderator and started running the community. Oh, scintillant. Give me. Gimme. Ah, juicy scintillant. It's not every day you see that. There is this weird disconnect that when you sort of become a part of running the show, as it were, and being one of the people who are like just, you know, doing the maintenance and handling things behind the scenes and all of that stuff. A subset of the community, this doesn't apply to everyone, but a subset of the community are gonna start thinking of you as no longer being a part of that community. Where it's like, the idea is that, hey, oh, a Reddit moderator, as it were. They're like, oh, you're not one of us anymore. You're the janitor now. That's your job. You are here to keep this place clean, and other than that, your job is to shut up. And you, the idea is almost that, like, you know, we are the community, we are the sort of like people who make this place come alive. without us, the community doesn't exist, and therefore you owe us. That's sort of like the mentality that some people have, where you get that. Like I'll use the word entitled because in many ways it is. In many ways it is an entitled opinion.
Exceptional lethality.
And they sort of forget the human. They sort of forget the people who are behind these roles. You just see them as the developer, or in my case, the moderator. But the person, right? The Nick, as it were. He's sort of like gone from the equation. He becomes an abstract, something that you can almost dehumanize in a way. If you go to these dev streams and like just listen to these people, it's so obvious that these people care. It's like I hear this sort of like argument at times that like, oh, they obviously can't even be playing their own game because they don't understand it the way that, you know, we blessed hallowed veterans do, or whatever. No, like, come on. It's very, very obvious that they care. And to that extent, they care about this community so much that they are constantly interacting with it in a way that, like, I genuinely struggle to come up with, like, another sort of dev team that have this sort of, you know, super constant communication with the community. Like these constant live streams and just chatting and having Reddit accounts and just responding very quickly to whatever. And like, I'm gonna say that, like, for yes, the content creators who have these attitudes, and I have issues with them, they also care. That's why they're, you know, that's why they're making those sort of videos as well. They're just like I am, and just like the developers are. These are people who are passionate about the game. I get that. But the thing is also that, like, the reason why people are doing these sort of videos is precisely because we have that interaction. Because, like, if DE were like Nintendo, this sort of like obelisk, this huge titanous thing that you can't interact directly with, then there's no point in complaining because nothing's gonna happen. And that's why, like, I struggle even more with this sentiment that, like, oh, DE doesn't listen to us, or like they don't care what we say. That is like the absolute opposite of the truth. Like, nothing could be further from the truth. I struggle to think of a developer who listens more, to be honest, and who reacts more to the community. No, they're doing the best they can with what is currently a very shitty situation. So yeah, I don't know. I guess, you know what? I guess that makes me a white knight. I guess I'm a white knight for DE, and you just don't have to listen to what I say, right? You can just dismiss it and keep on being negative for the sake of being negative, or being negative for the sake of, like, hey, that's how you built your channel, that's how you built your content, that's what people come to your channel for. So you gotta play that character, right? You gotta give the people what they want. I don't respect it. I just don't. Anyway, we're not gonna get a whole lot of content this year.
Throw the sack at an infested to mark them, and then
Oh, right. So this one is a bit tricky. I'm just gonna explain this. You only have a couple of these to throw, and you have to kill 15 enemies, which means before you throw these, you gotta group some enemies together. You gotta make sure that you hit more than one. So how many we got now? Oh, we got quite a few here. Quite a few. Alright, let's do it. Chuck! There we go.
that sure made them mad. Kill it and grab you a sample.
What's my Lich doing here? I haven't been playing badly. It's odd. Very odd. But yeah, we are getting Lavos. That's cool. We're not getting Wraith. That's been put on the back burner. It was ambitious of them to want to put out like, what was it, like 4 different Warframes in like a short period of time. Wraith has been pushed to 2021. They have a big sort of update for Railjack that they want to do to just create more mission types for Railjack and just keep on working on that game mode. It hasn't been abandoned, but that's also been delayed to... There we go. Been delayed to 2021. I understand. But we're getting Lavos. We're getting Lavos, and we're getting some sort of event for farming for Lavos, or some sort of method for it, which is gonna tie in with being able to use Necromechs in normal missions. Ah, damn it. I have to not be invisible to group enemies. But if I'm not invisible with Octavia, well, she has a habit of dying pretty quickly.
Got the best samples possible. That was a thing of beauty, friendo.
And...
Tricky undertaking.
Oh, look at that.
You responded commendably.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Got a part for the Arum Spinoza. Wonderful. That's what I'm down here for. That and Scintillant. And, you know, got both of them. Yay! I'm gonna keep on making content, and it's not like it's gonna be a problem. There's stuff to make content about. I am not even close to being done with ideas for Helminth build guides. I'm gonna get more of those. There's other stuff I can do. I have a couple of review projects coming up. And hey, you can do lore videos if that's something you're into. You can do some sort of more high effort content. Or you can be a bit of a drama llama. And you can focus your content on just, you know, complaining about things. That's something you can do. I'll tell you this much for free, people. Alright, this is some life advice here. There are a couple of different paths in life you can go down. And destroying things, tearing things down, complaining, hating on things, that is the easiest path that you can take in life. It is so much easier to destroy things than it is to build them. I'll tell you that much. And you can easily find people who resonate with that and who want that and who are into that. So hey, if you want a successful channel, if you want them views, if you want, you know, to make a name for yourself, all you gotta do is just shit on things. It's super easy. Just shit on things. And everyone's gonna, like, flock to you. But that's not what we're doing here. We're not taking the easy path on this channel. No. We're taking the hard path. The hard path of positivity. Except for David Cage games. When we play David Cage games, we shit on them. Because you know what? You know what? There are exceptions to every rule. Anyway, that's my rant. My rant is done. I have ranted. Tune in next time for less ranty content and more, you know, actual content, as it were. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.